What's up, YouTube? Tim is here. Now, since this week, I'm doing my reviews for werewolf movies because of Werewolf by Night. Now, last year, now I actually was going to do my review for American Werewolf in London, but it turns out I already did my review for that last year when I was doing horror movies from last month and everything. So I posted a link to the description below so you can check that review from last year if you haven't seen it. So instead, I'm just going to do it. Here is my review for the film's sequel, An American Werewolf in Paris. Okay. Now, An American Werewolf in Paris, which is directed by Anthony Weller, who hasn't really directed hardly anything else beforehand or after, and is also written by John Landis, and does not really follow. It does follow a little bit of the same formula, but this time they're in Paris rather than London. Now, this movie, if you guys don't know much about the story, it's about like a group of carousing American tourists who are taking in a cultural landmark of Paris when a chance encounter results in sightseer Anthony McDermott, portrayed by Tom Everett Scott, who is saving the life of a person, Caroline Pega, who is portrayed by Julie Delpy. Of course, at the same time, that decade, Tom Scott and Julie Delpy were pretty much big breakout stars. Julie Delpy was coming off of Before Sunrise. Was it Before Sunrise? Yeah, Before Sunrise. Was it Sunrise or Sunset before? I can't remember which one. And then Tom Scott was coming off of That Thing You Do, so they were really becoming up and comers at the time. So they ended up doing this horror film, this horror sequel to London. And so of course, while on a date at a nightclub with the Caroline character, Andy is suddenly attacked and bitten by a werewolf, and the next day he discovers that Caroline is also a and that he is beginning his own grueling suit transformation into werewolf here, and this is horrible. This is a terrible sequel. The acting in this thing, which is disappointing because I like Julie Delpy, but obviously she's really best known for the Before trilogies. She was always terrific in those. I like Tom Everett Scott, but even they weren't enough to save this movie. The animation is horrible. Like the plot is just very necessary. This is literally just. This was an unnecessary sequel. None of the original majority. None of the original cast members from the original even appeared. So, yeah, I mean, this movie did not really have much even ties to the original. It didn't like the original is one of the best werewolf movies there is, and it is such a classic. If you guys haven't seen it, and of course they did do the sequel years later, but this movie just did not do all that. It's just a really terrible follow with terrible acting, terrible dialogue. The visuals is just horrible. I mean, yeah, this. To be honest, this is a really poor sequel. Definitely one of the top tier worst horror movie sequels of all time. It's just not all that great, and they didn't really done an American Werewolf 3, which thank God to be honest, yeah. But yeah, thank God they did not milk this franchise and made like the Hellraiser movies. But anyway, and the movie did not do all that great. How much did this thing even made? It only made 25 million at the time, and yeah, it was yeah, this thing was a major flop. And I mean, heck, you even had Julie Delpy, Julie Bone from Modern Family fame was even in this too, so it was pretty cool seeing her pop up in a horror film like this. You even had like Pierre also was also in this, Paul Buckman, Vince Vella, but they even but they weren't even enough to really save this film. And It's not so great. Anyway, let me let you guys. Have you ever seen An American Werewolf in Paris? If so, what you saw it? Did you even like it? Did you not like it? Were you ever a fan of American Werewolf in London? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Henry signing off.